Here's a number that catches people off guard. If you form an LLC in California at the wrong time of year, you can owe that $800 franchise tax twice in about 2 months. Form in mid-December and the state treats that as your first year. Then January 1st rolls around and boom, year 2 is due. $800, then $800 again for a business that's barely had a heartbeat. That's the kind of thing nobody tells you when they say, just go form an LLC. And I'll come back to that timing trap later because there's a clean way to dodge it. But first, the real question. You're a sole proprietor right now. When do you actually make the switch? Not should you someday. When? I'll give you the exact signals, the real cost, and the one situation where staying a sole prop is genuinely the smarter move. If you've sold anything, freelanced, walked a dog for cash, you're already a sole proprietor. You didn't file anything. The second you started doing business as yourself, the IRS started treating you as one. That's the good news and the bad news. Good news, it's free and there's zero paperwork. Bad news, there is no wall between you and the business. You and it are legally the same person. So if the business gets sued or owes money it can't pay, that's not the business's problem, that's your problem. Your car, your savings, your house, all of it is on the table. That's the whole game here. An LLC builds a wall, a sole proprietorship doesn't have one. Everything else is details. So when do you build the wall? Here are the 5 signals. Even if one of these is true, it's time. 1, you're making real money. My rule of thumb is around $30,000 a year in profit. Not revenue, profit. Once you cross that, the tax options and LLC unlocks start paying for themselves, and I'll show you how in a second. 2, you have something to lose. If you own a home, have savings, a retirement account, anything a lawsuit could come after, you want that wall up. A sole prop leaves every dollar exposed. 3, your word carries risk. You're in someone's house, you touch their food, you give advice they act on, you make a physical product someone could get hurt by. The more you can be blamed for, the more you need the separation. 4, you signed a contract or you're about to. The second you've got a client agreement, a vendor on net 30, a lease, you're taking on obligations in your own name. An LLC lets you sign as a business instead of as you. 5, you're hiring or partnering up. The moment another human is involved, your personal risk goes up fast. An LLC and a clean operating agreement sort out who owns what before it ever gets messy. 1 signal, time to move. And honestly, most of you watching this have at least 2. Now, let me kill a myth because it gets repeated everywhere. An LLC by itself does not lower your taxes. Day 1, a single member LLC is taxed exactly like a sole prop. Same Schedule C, same self-employment tax of 15.3% on your profit. Nothing changes. Here's where it does change. Once you're an LLC, you can ask the IRS to tax you as an S Corp. And that's the move that saves real money. As an S Corp, you pay yourself a reasonable salary, and a profit above that salary skips the 15.3% self-employment tax. On 80 grand of profit, that's often $8,000 to $12,000 a year back in your pocket. But, and this is the part the tax gurus skip, the S Corp election only makes sense once you're making enough to cover the extra cost. Payroll, a real bookkeeper, a pricier tax return. You're looking at maybe $2 grand a year in added cost. That math works around 80,000 of profit, not more. So LLC first, S Corp later when the numbers say so. So what does it cost to make the move? Filing the LLC runs anywhere from $50 in a state like Arizona to that California hit, plus an annual report fee most years, usually somewhere between $0 and a few $100 depending on where you live. You'll also want a fresh EIN from the IRS, which is free and takes about 10 minutes online. Then a few real steps. Open a separate business bank account and actually use it. Move your money, your contracts, your accounts over to the LLC's name. Update your invoices and your website so you're signing as the company, not as you. Skip that last part and a court can say you never really treated it like a separate business, which quietly cancels the whole protection you paid for. People miss this constantly. If all that sounds like a lot to get right the first time, this is where I lean on help. If you want the most straightforward and privacy-focused way to form your LLC, I recommend Northwest Registered Agent. They're known for their incredible customer service, and they actually protect your personal information. Your home address won't be public record. Link is in the description. And that privacy piece is bigger than people think. When you file an LLC yourself, the address you put down often becomes public record. For a lot of you working from home, that's your kitchen table on the internet forever. Using a registered agent keeps your name and your home off that public filing. You give them your info, they put their address on the public stuff, and you're done. Seriously, that simple. Northwest handles everything from there, so you're not dealing with the state on your own. Link is in the description. Now, that California timing trap I promised you. Here's the dodge. If you're forming late in the year, in November or December, file with a delayed effective date of January 1st. Most states let you do this for free right on the form. Your LLC officially starts in the new year and you skip getting hit for 2 franchise tax bills back to back. One little box on the paperwork, $800 saved. And here's my honest take on when to wait. If you're testing an idea, made a few $100, no contracts, nothing to lose, stay a sole prop a little longer. Don't pay state fees to protect a business that doesn't have anything to protect yet. The wall costs money to maintain every single year. Build it when you've got something behind it. For most real businesses, that's sooner than you think, but for a brand new side experiment, it's fine to wait. So run your 5 signals. Real money, something to lose, real risk, contracts, people. Hit one and it's time. If this cleared things up, do me a favor and hit like. It genuinely helps more first-timers find it. And drop your state in the comments. Tell me where you're forming and I'll tell you the one fee or quirk to watch for where you are.